Also today, our KNEB.TV YouTube channel will have 4 games for you. Western Conference Tournament basketball coverage. 2 boys semifinals, 2 girls semifinals. We'll go boys, girls, boys, girls as far as the order of games for today. And a doozy to get things started. Boys 1 seed Scottsbluff and always stout Sidney. Forget the record at 5-11. These guys are getting healthy. They've got Kean Kaiser back along with Alec Doty and Lance Holly. Their starting 5 now fully intact, and we'll meet the starters here coming up shortly. Looking forward to getting this 4-game bonanza started on multiple platforms for us with the Rural Radio Network Scottsbluff TV and 107.3 The Trail. For this one, Game 2 will feature girls 1 seed Gretna East taking on Gering. We'll have that one here on the TV side, plus KMOR 93.3 for our radio coverage for Gering on the girls' side. So it's basically Scottsbluff and Sidney here in girls and boys, and Gretna East against Gering in girls and boys. Those are the 4 schools we've got here congregating today at Western Nebraska Community College. Hopefully that weather slows down a bit outside. Was coming down, some heavy snow on my drive over to the Palace this afternoon. So hopefully everybody's staying safe and able to get here for some basketball coming up throughout the afternoon and our Friday night. Assume we're going to get the national anthem ahead of starting lineups. We shall see here. We'll keep it here for just a moment and see how that plays out. But yeah, Scottsbluff winners last night over Ascent Academy, 76-14. That got their record to 12-3. And for Sidney, a 64-47 win over Alliance, and a little bit of a rivalry matchup there. We will step away, wrapping things up here on our pregame show, and we'll come back with a look at starting lineups right after this.
This isn't just a beautiful hospital. It's the home to exceptional patient care. This is where specialty clinics meet your needs. This is where a friendly smile, a warm hand, and an empathetic ear exist to care for you. This is us. Box Butte General Hospital. Great things are happening here.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Scottsbluff and Sidney. Check on the lineups brought to you by UNMC College of Nursing Scottsbluff. You can learn to manage the complexities of acute and critically ill patients, family and community dynamics, and primary care at a premier academic health center. For more information, contact Megan Graham at 308-632-2024. For Sidney, they'll go with 6'2" senior Alec Doty, averaging 16 per game. Kale Kaiser, a junior, 11 points, 10 rebounds a game. Senior Kean Kaiser, the Penn State football recruit, averaging 13.5. Cash Kenobi's a junior, averaging 8.5. And senior Lance Holly, averaging 6.5 points per outing. Now time to meet the starters for the Scottsbluff Bearcats. We'll start with 6'3" junior Caleb Berta, averaging 7 per game coming into the weekend. Isai Sabala is a 5'10" senior, 7.5 points per game. Nate Kelly, the 6-foot senior, averaging 16.5, 4.5 boards, 6 assists. Riley Meininger, a 6'2" senior, came into this tournament at 17.5 points per game. And Kean Delgado, a 6'4" senior, averaging 9.5. He had a career-high 20 last Saturday night in the home win for the Bearcats over Gering. Opening tip on the way, brought to you by Papa Murphy's Pizza, 2801 Avenue B in Scottsbluff, where it's always love there at 425 degrees. Ball is in the air, and we are underway. Scottsbluff controls the opening tap. They'll get it into the front court quickly. Nate Kelly dribbles it to the right side wing. Kelly keeps the handle alive. Meininger up top. They'll move it left wing to Isai Sabala. Now Berta, top of the arc extended. Kelly drives it off the left wing into the paint. Corner kick, it goes to Meininger. A lot of ball movement here from Scottsbluff on this first possession of the night. Lofting a pass from the low post area to the perimeter was Delgado to Berta. Berta gets the assist as Riley Meininger buries a first possession triple. That gets us started on the scoreboard, a 3-0 ball game here in the opening minute. Underneath, and too easy right there for Kale Kaiser, the junior Kaiser, and it's 3-2 on the layup. Sabala to Delgado, down low. Berta gets a clean look, straightaway three, and a couple of open threes, and Scottsbluff off to a quick start from behind the arc. They've knocked down their first two trays. Kaiser into the paint. He'll leave a bounce pass for his brother Kale. Kaiser on the perimeter. Kale Kaiser at the elbow. He'll put it on the deck into the paint. Spins to his right. And the jump hook. Some contact on the shot. And Kaiser will shoot two at the line. 6:36 to play here in the opening quarter. A 6-2 lead for Scottsbluff. Kaiser connects on the first. Kale Kaiser, a 57% free throw shooter this season. Kale Kaiser's got the first four after that make. 6-4 Scottsbluff. Quick look ahead. Corner three, left side, short of everything there for Isai Sabala. Kaiser picks up the loose ball off the floor. He'll get the rebound on his ledger. Kale Kaiser on the catch. Left wing, Kaiser has it. Kaiser picks up his dribble. Berta defends. Kaiser will throw it opposite corner. Putting it on the deck, driving it inside the paint. Pull-up jumper won't go for Cash Kenobi. 6-4 lead for Scottsbluff. They're back into the half-court offensive set. Oh, nice find. Extra pass from Delgado. Got it to Berta. Kayla Berta started 2 for 2. And Scottsbluff is 3 for 4 as a squad right now from behind that three-point line. A pair from Berta and one from Meininger. 9-4 is the lead right now for Scottsbluff. Kenobi's got Sabala defending. Jumper on the way. It won't go for Alec Doty. Offensive rebound to Kale Kaiser, and he's got the first 6 of the game. Came into this tournament averaging 11 points per contest. He's got the first 6 for the Red Raiders. Kelly got deep along the baseline. They rotated around the perimeter. Now Delgado. He'll turn middle, jump hook with the left, too strong, and Kaiser grabs the miss. Outlet pass to Doty. Doty puts up a runner off the square, and he banks that one in. Alec Doty, a senior guard, their floor general with his first 2, and it's 9-8. So despite an early barrage from downtown from Scottsbluff, Sidney within 1. Missed 3 for Meininger. Quick trigger on the offensive end. Kenobi to Doty. High screen set by Kale Kaiser. They'll throw it back near side. Cash Kenobi will let it fly. And there's a triple for Cash Kenobi. A 23% three-ball shooter this year to give Sidney their first lead at 11-9. Kelly, shot fake. Now he'll drive it. Right baseline, got in the air, hung, and got that one to drop. Kelly's got his first bucket. He averages 16.5 per game. We're tied at 11. Pretty crisply played first quarter thus far. Kaiser took it off the perimeter. Found an open teammate in the left corner. Shot won't go that time for Lance Holly. And the rebound grabbed by Scottsbluff. Kelly looking to push. Sidney back defensively. That does not deter Nate Kelly as he goes right to the rim and lays it in from the right block. Nate Kelly with back-to-back buckets. He's got 4. Scottsbluff on a mini 4-0 spurt to go back in front 13-11. Timeout on the floor. Looks like a 30-second stoppage in play. We'll keep it right here. Yeah, both teams looking fairly confident right now on the offensive end. Scottsbluff's got 3 threes. They've had 3 different guys score. 3 have scored for Sidney. They've knocked down just the 1 triple. Kale Kaiser's made some hay with 2 buckets in the paint area and a pair of free throws. The Gretna East girls have arrived. They will play Gering in game number 2. 13-11 our score out of the timeout for Scottsbluff. The first substitution for Coach Gullion. Oliver Carpenter comes on, replacing Isai Sabala. 13-11 the score. Just under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Scottsbluff leading it by 2. Kale Kaiser on the left wing, trying to size up Kian Delgado. Kaiser gets rid of it to Kenobi. Kenobi on the dribble. Now with it is Reese Dorsey, who's checked in for the first time. Alec Doty with Riley Meininger defending Doty on the perimeter. Dorsey on the catch, elbow extended. Puts it on the floor, trying to back down Nate Kelly. Nothing doing there. Pull-up jumper from the mid-range at the right elbow. Shot would not go for Doty, but an offensive rebound for Sidney. They've got some big, strong bodies. Expect them to compete well on the glass. Really, when you talk about competing on the glass, that's going to need to be Scottsbluff in this one. Sidney should rebound well. We've got a substitution in the post for Sidney. Graham Santero is on for the first time. Kenobi with 14 on the shot clock. Dribbling it out of the corner into the paint. Kale Kaiser, open look, and Doty's 3. Karams off the back of the iron, a bit strong. Also into the game for Scottsbluff is 6'4" freshman Trey Clemens. He gets it to Kelly up top. Kelly flips it to Meininger. Meininger puts it on the floor. Finds Delgado near the right corner. Back to Riley Meininger. He hit the first bucket of the game from long range. Shot clock at 15 now for the Cats. A little head and shoulder fake. Nate Kelly lost his defender, and that sets up a feed to the wing and knocking it down actually more towards the corner for Oliver Carpenter on the triple. Ollie's got the first bench points this afternoon for Scottsbluff, and they are now on a 7-0 run. A near turnover, Santoro, and he gave it to Doty, who had not reestablished himself back on the game floor. Stepped out of bounds when that ball got away from him for just a moment. And that is the first turnover of the game for either team. Clemens holds high right to Kelly. Top of the arc left. Carpenter thought about the 3, gives to Kelly. Ball loose on the floor, and a turnover for the Bearcats. I think we've got a Nate Kelly touch eventually on the deflection out of bounds. And for Scottsbluff, their first giveaway in this one. Minute 40 to play here in the first quarter. Handling it is Kyle Jaggers, who's checked in. Dorsey dribbles up top. Now Jaggers can't find a path to the basket on a little dribble penetration. Alec Doty does. He takes it into some traffic, absorbs some contact. He's fouled. And free throws coming now for Alec Doty. Again, 8 threes last night in the win over Alliance to set a new school record. 7 of those coming in the first half. So he got loose, and Alliance got caught napping in their zone last night as Doty got hot. Doty off the mark on the first. 32% at the three-point line, 75% at the charity stripe. He splits the pair, gets the second, and it's 16-12. Minute 20 to play. Clemens, now Meininger. Meininger puts it on the deck. It's Kelly now with it along the baseline. He'll drive it, and he's got all those nifty finishes. The reverse layup From left to right side, Nate Kelly has 3 two-point buckets. They finally added that free throw tally to the scoreboard for Sidney. It's 18-12. Cash Kenobi. Now Reese Dorsey on a catch-and-shoot triple. That one won't go. Rebound on the backside, grabbed by Kayla Berta. Outlet pass to Oliver Carpenter. Carpenter will give it back to Berta. They'll steady the ship a little bit with Nate Kelly. Meininger, shot fake, drive. Defense collapses, leaves Trey Clemens wide open for a right corner three, and the freshman buries it. And for Scottsbluff, it is now a 12-1 run here in the last couple of minutes. They lead it 21-12. Kenobi, a lot of dribbling on the perimeter. He'll drive it, gives to Dorsey. Dorsey forces it up over Kelly. It won't go. And the ball's going to get a whistle and will stay on the Sidney end. No foul, out of bounds off Scottsbluff. Delgado and Sabalo will check back in now for the Bearcats. Berta and Carpenter will get a breather. Doty throws it into Kean Kaiser. He'll shoot the college distance triple. Off the iron right, bounces into the hands of Trey Clemens. Clemens to the point guard, Nate Kelly. Nate brings it up far side, left side of the floor. 6 seconds to play in the first quarter. Nate on the crossover, the spin dribble. Sabala on the catch, puts it on the deck. Shot fake, got him wide open. And Isai Sabala makes it 6 guys scoring for Scottsbluff in the first quarter, and they end the quarter on a 14-1 run, and they lead it 23-12 on our West Coast scoreboard.
Life is crazy. Pain is stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravec coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scottsbluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least 1 float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen.
The Scottsbluff boys with an 11-point lead after our opening 8 minutes. We'll start the second with Scottsbluff leading Sidney 23-12. They ended the first quarter on a 14-1 run. Sidney basketball, Kale Kaiser. Handoff, and they fumble that around. That's a Scottsbluff steal. Outlet pass from Nate Kelly to a streaking Isai Sabala with the left-hand layup. Now a 16-1 run. That was the second Sidney turnover in the first half so far. Cash Kenobi has the lone triple for Sidney. He's got it on the perimeter. Now Kale Kaiser drives it to the foul line, gets a little deeper, little off-arm shove to free up himself a little bit. Now we'll get a whistle, and 3 seconds in the key, the call. So Sidney has given it away on their first 2 possessions of the second quarter. George Schmall will check in for Riley Meininger. Already thinking about the big picture. Up 13, you'll catch a breather when you can, playing 3 games in 3 days for everybody here in this tournament. Clemens to Kelly. Now it's Delgado, and Kean, you don't see him drive it off the wing all that often. Got in the air, looking across the floor, and fired a pass to the perimeter that went out of bounds. So a turnover on Delgado, and Sidney will get it back down by 13. Jaggers now. Doty, right side, skip pass, open look. Jaggers 3 will not go. Man's rebound on the offensive glass there for Kean Kaiser. Deep ball, that one drops for Alec Doty. His first 3, he's got 6 And Sidney's within 10 at 25-15. Clemens, high left, puts it on the floor. Now Delgado along the baseline right. Kelly, top of the arc left side. He'll drive it. Lefty pass. Extra pass from Delgado. Sabala bangs home another triple for the Bearcats. The first three from Eastside. Scottsbluff school record, 18 threes in a game. They've got 6 already with 6:07 to play. Doty trying to get himself heated up a little bit. Can't knock down one from distance. Scottsbluff running a little bit. And there's the outlet pass. The assist from Nate Kelly. Finishing in transition out on the break with the bucket, George Schmoll. Scottsbluff has had 7 different players score in this first half. Another Sidney turnover. Sabala, it's a 3-on-2. Kelly's just going to finish on his own over Cale Kaiser. And some Sidney turnovers leading to some Scottsbluff transition opportunities. And you look up, at one point it was 11-9 Sidney. It is now 32-15 Scottsbluff. A timeout on the floor. Full timeout. We'll take it with them. Scottsbluff up big in the second on the West Coast scoreboard.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care right here at home.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites.
32-15. Scottsbluff up by 17 here at WNCC on the Sidney Red Raiders. It is currently a 21-4 run. Bucket down low for Sidney from Kean Kaiser. Stops the bleeding for a moment at least. Crossover dribble, Meininger penetrates. Little help defense left Sabala open in the corner momentarily. And missing the three high right near the top of the arc. Caleb Birdie canned his first two. That one well off the mark. 32-17. And Sidney gets it back here on the offensive end. Alec Doty drives. He'll switch it to the left on a wild shot, kind of drifting out of bounds. Sidney will catch a break as there was a deflection. And it goes to the Red Raiders on the baseline out of bounds play. Another turnover from Sidney, their fourth of the quarter. With the basketball is Sabala. Meininger, now Isai in the left corner. 25 on the shot clock, 4:35 to play here in the first half. Delgado looks to go to work. He'll turn middle, jump hook, can't score it over top of Kean Kaiser. 32-17. Kaiser going to go coast to coast, and he's fouled. George Schmoll gets tripped up as Kaiser went to the floor. Kaiser originally committed and signed to play football at Iowa State. Matt Campbell, the now former Iowa State head coach, now at Penn State, was able to successfully flip Kaiser from the Cyclones to the Nittany Lions. And just glad to see him back and healthy. He had an ankle injury in the state championship game. I think there were some questions for a while as to whether he'd suit up and play basketball, and it's good to see Kean Kaiser out here wrapping up his high school career on the hardwood. He hits 1 and 2. It's 32-18. Meininger cut off at the foul line, gets it to Trey Clemens, the 6'4 freshman, scores it with the right hand down low. Clemens has 5 points in the half. Kaiser on the catch up top. They run some motion, some cutters, nice backdoor cut, and Kale Kaiser missed it. Had a wide open look. The bunny wouldn't drop, and then the Bearcats unable to squeeze the orange. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Sidney, 34-18 with 3:53 to play here in this first half. Doty lobs it into Kean Kaiser. Bully ball and scores it. Ran right through Trey Clemens. They'll play on. Kaiser with a nice smile as he runs down the floor. Little linebacker type catch and finish. And now Kaiser blocks the shot of Nate Kelly. Good sequence for Kaiser. 2-on-1. Can Sidney finish? Block shot from behind, this time from Trey Clemens, defending against Kyle Jaggers. Missed opportunity for Sidney to score on the break. 34-20 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to play here in the first half. Alec Doty will inbound it for Sidney. Comes in to Kenobi. The lob, the shot, all in one motion on the catch. And Cash Kenobi's got 5 first half points. Sidney back to within 12. Meininger inside the three-point arc. Gives it up. Kelly has it. Now Clemens. They'll reverse it. Left side wing. Now Nate Kelly on the catch. Little shot fake. Couldn't go by Kale Kaiser. Shot clock at 10. Clemens on the drive. Stopped by Kenobi. Shot clock at 5. Meininger's pass a little high. Not sure if the hands were up and ready to make that reception there from Trey Clemens. And for Scottsbluff, that'll be just their third turnover of the half. 3 minutes to play. 34-22 Bearcats. After trailing 11-9, they have been in control. Kean Kaiser turns and faces against Kean Delgado. Underneath Kale Kaiser, his shot blocked. Nate Kelly picks it up. Here come the Bearcats and poked away. Nope, Nate Kelly lost it out of bounds. Kelly turns it over, 34-22, and Sidney gets it back, still trailing it by 12. We've got 2:40 to play in the half. Oliver Carpenter will come in at the next whistle. Kaiser, mid-post extended, turns and faces on Delgado. Kean and Kean going at it. Kaiser with the left, the jump hook, it wouldn't go. Offensive rebound to Kale Kaiser. Jaggers, it's loose. Nate Kelly comes up with the steal. Meininger will lay it in. Scottsbluff doing a great job of getting out in transition, forcing the issue on the break when given an opportunity so far in this first half. They've got 36 on the board, and they lead it by 14. Alec Doty picked up there by Nate Kelly. Kale Kaiser bounces to Kean. Kaiser holds it. Was above his head, now a back cut, and that'll be a turnover. Pass goes out of bounds. Sidney had 1 turnover in the first quarter. They've turned it over 6 times already here in quarter number 2. And Scottsbluff has made them pay in transition on a few of those turnovers. Berta. Minute 40 to play here in the first half. Down low, Berta on the catch. Turnaround, Caleb Berta. Haven't seen him in the low post all that often. The catch and the turnaround jump shot goes for Berta. He's got 8. Boy, Scottsbluff really spreading the wealth around offensively, and now a little bit high on the dribble, and Kean Kaiser was just bringing his left arm across, and that big elbow of his ran right into the face of Kean Delgado, and they'll give the offensive foul to Kean Kaiser. That's his first personal. Bearcats with the ball, leading it by 16. Delgado along the baseline, finds an open shooter right corner. It spins out on Nate Kelly. And grabbing the rebound for Sidney was Kean Kaiser. Red Raiders have it as we come up on 1 minute to play. Kale Kaiser on the catch. He'll turn and face. Wanted to go to the spin move, but Kean Delgado reached in and poked it away. A turnover from Sidney. Meininger open look, right corner. You give him an inch, he'll take a foot. He's got 8.5. Couple of triples, and the lead is 19 right now for Scottsbluff. 40 seconds to play. Off the dribble into a three. That one drops in for Alec Doty. He's got 2 threes. Even after the make from Sidney, Scottsbluff back the other way in a hurry. The transition game has been there in spades for the Cats so far. 41-25 and Delgado at the line. 55% free throw shooter coming in to Western Conference. Kean had a career-high 20 points in their home win over Gering on Saturday night. His first tally here in this one. Second free throw rolls off. Kaiser rebounds, and he'll just bring it himself. Quickly into the hands of Reese Dorsey. Shot clock is off. Can Sidney stay poised here and get a good look and take the final shot of the first half? They'll look for Doty clearly. Kenobi lost it. Doty has it. 8 seconds to play. Doty back to Cash Kenobi. He'll put it up from distance. That rolls around the rim and comes off. 2 seconds to play. Oliver Carpenter from three-quarter court. It's short as the horn sounds. A first half dominated by Scottsbluff. They lead it at the break, 42-25 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
Aloe Fiber. And brought to you in part by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Pipeworks Plumbing, and by A. Elliott Law. Coverage of the Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Aloe Fiber and brought to you in part by Ally Real Estate and Property Management, WNCC, and by Farm Bureau Sean Harvey and Josh Hansen.
At halftime of the first of 4 games today here at Western Nebraska Community College, we're at Cougar Palace. The Scottsbluff boys leading Sidney at the break 42-25. Coming up in our second game of the day, it'll be the girls bracket with 1 seed Gretna East taking on the Gering Lady Bulldogs. Pleased to be joined now by Gretna East girls head coach Wade Coulter. Coach, thanks for, first off, making the trip out and bringing both your basketball teams, and thanks for stopping by. Let's start right there. How did this trip come about for your girls' team and your boys' team to come this direction, that far of a drive to come out here for 3 days?
Yeah, thanks for the intro and thanks for your coverage, Chris. Great job. I mentioned you off the air here. A lot of people back in Gretna yesterday that got the link. We're very pleased with your coverage. You do a great job, so we appreciate that. It's hard for us as kind of a Class A-B borderline team. Our first season, we have a Class A schedule, which the state does that for you. And then we go down to Class B here for 4 or 5 years, but you have to make that schedule yourself. And it's just hard to get dates lined up with teams that have established schedules. So we've been short 2 or 3 games the last couple years. So if we have a chance to gain a couple of games in bunches like this, where we get 3 games to 3 days, is a great chance. It's a bonding opportunity for our kids. the games carry a lot more weight than like a summer camp, obviously in a conference tournament and against high-quality teams, but it feels like the last couple days for us, like this is kind of cool where it's like going to UNK for a summer thing because the kids get to spend time in the hotel, get to do some bonding, get to do some hanging out. It's tough as a coach because, it's out of your routine, living out of a hotel, living out of a suitcase a little bit. But I'm glad our athletic director, Matt Fritchie, was on board with this. Cooper Anthony, our boys coach, and obviously like the Scottsbluff boys, quality team. That's a rematch of the state tournament. Gretna East gets to play them out here. Sidney and Coach Shaw, every single year, that team's awesome. I played them at state when I was in Lincoln Lutheran. They're quality every single year. Garing today, coming up in this next game, like we're going to have our hands full. We're going to have to play well. So it's good to play some new teams without question.
Yeah, I was talking to your AD, Matt, yesterday before things tipped off, and he said we're kind of looking at this as not just a one-year thing.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they'd like to invite us back, he said we'd like to just make this an annual staple on our schedule if we can.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for coming out here because, again, 3 games in 3 days, really good competition. You get to play somebody different. Last season, for example, we played Pius 3 times, Scott twice, Gretna High like 3 or 4 times. So a third of our schedule was only 3 teams. So it just kind of is what it is. So if you get a chance to get away and do something different, I'm all for it.
And you guys played in the Class B state championship game last year, falling to Omaha Scott Catholic. What was that experience like with your team and your staff and the school as a whole and just everything that goes into playing for a championship?
It's kind of surreal, and I've been really, really lucky to be around a lot of great kids. Part of a state championship at Columbus SCOTUS in 2018. At Lincoln Lutheran, we went to the finals my second year in 2022, and then last year we made the finals in year 2 already at Gretna East. So for me, it's still surreal. Like, and my young assistant coach, Logan Holly, Faith Ross, Wes Gorens, and Amber Peterson, we're good because those guys do a great job of practicing all year round. But I told Logan, a 25-year-old, my JV coach, like, hey, man, this is pretty awesome. This is why we do this. So 2 years ago, I'm like, we're going to get you there, and we're going to get you there every year so you can experience it. And I remember walking up the floor at Pinnacle Bank our first year. We made the semifinal. It's like, I know what you meant now. So, like, just a young coach like that, helping kind of mentor him a little bit, just like being a teacher in the classroom, like seeing people grow, seeing people learn, having an impact on our kids every day, on and off the court. It's really special to be a part of, high school basketball and high school sports and the high school experience.
Obviously, you guys got through last night okay. Everybody was kind of, unsure of what we were going to get from Ascent Academy, but you guys took care of business there. I don't think we need to recap much on that. What have you seen from Garing and your ability to watch some film, and thoughts on the Lady Bulldogs?
They're aggressive in their 3-2 zone. It's kind of interesting because yesterday you kind of saw a packed-in 3-2 zone. It's kind of polar opposite today, where they're going to really stretch out that top player. The 2 or 3 girls they put up there are aggressive, get some deflections, try to get out on the break. A good win yesterday, kind of a back-and-forth game in the rubber game against Shadron. Have a couple kids averaging. They have one averages 13 a game, one averages double digits as well. So it's going to be typical basketball. This is very coach speak, but we've got to check them out. We've got to keep them off the glass. We've got to use simple pass fakes, ball fakes, and get the ball to the soft spots in that zone to capitalize.
Even from my perspective yesterday, watching your girls play with the quality of competition, it was almost kind of tough to just see exactly how you want to operate on both ends of the floor. Maybe what are you looking to do? What do you like to run on offense? And what's your kind of style of play?
We have a whole bunch of soccer first kids and a whole bunch of volleyball and track kids. We only have a handful of basketball first kids. It's a blessing and a curse. Nobody feels bad for us. We got a lot of great athletes in our school. But, half-court basketball isn't necessarily where we excel. But we're deep, we're athletic, so we try to do a lot of zone presses. We mix up 4 different kinds of presses. Aggressive swarming zone is our primary defense. We can mix in some other things as well. But we try to kind of throw our fastball and get after you right away and see if you can handle the pace in the full court, and we'll adjust from there. But today we're definitely going to come out here a little more 2-2-1 or 2-1-2 and a little more 1-3-1 than yesterday, and really try to crank up the pressure here and we want it to be a track meet for sure.
How would you assess the state of Class B girls basketball for this season?
For this season, it's different than the last handful because Elkhorn North was borderline untouchable there for a little bit, minus Omaha Scott was close. Last year, Scott and Pius I thought were clearly number 1 and number 2. This year, Bennington I think is a slight notch above everybody else. If they play their best game, I don't think they lose. And I don't have any problem saying that because I have a lot of respect for all these Class B coaches. They'd all say the same thing. But Norris is right there. They're physical. They're tough. Pius is always solid, well coached. They're a great half-court basketball team. We beat Pius this season, though, so like on our best day, maybe we're right there. If everything comes together in March, maybe we're there. Sidney's a great team every year. They made a state tournament last year, played Bennington in the first round. Sidney could be a kind of a surprising state finalist this year. I think it's a lot more wide open in Class B this year, maybe below Bennington, than it has been in the last 5 or 6 years.
That was Gretna East girls head coach Wade Coulter. They play game number 2 here at the Palace later on against the Gering Bulldogs. Coach, hey, maybe we can do this again tomorrow. We'll see where you guys wind up, and we'll be in touch. And thanks for stopping by. And again, first and foremost, we appreciate you guys making the trip out for 3 days.
Thank you, Chris.
Yep, we'll come back with more here at the break right after this.
Are new windows from Renewal by Andersen a great investment? You're darn right they are. Did you know that for less than your cable bill or cell phone bill each month, you could have new windows from Renewal by Andersen right now? Do the math. Renewal by Andersen windows will likely cut your energy bills significantly. They will likely substantially increase the value of your home. They're a great investment. Please contact our team now and ask about our fantastic financing options with approved credit right now. Renewal by Andersen, a great investment? You're darn right.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Appreciate Gretna East girls head coach Wade Coulter stopping by as we got a little overview of their program, what they're about, and of course a mini preview for their game coming up against Gering. We'll hear from Gering girls co-head coach Bob Cochran ahead of tip-off for game number 2. Here at the break as we get set for the start of the third quarter, the Scottsbluff boys are in control, leading over Sidney 41-25. The Cats have canned 7 trays so far in the first 16 minutes, and the scoring has been spread out. Nate Kelly, Riley Meininger, and Kayla Berta, all 3 with 8. Isai Sabala has 7. Trey Clemens with 5 off the bench. Oliver Carpenter has scored 3 off the bench. George Schmall with 2 off the bench, and Kian Delgado with 1 point. For Sidney, they've had just 4 players score. Alec Doty and Kale Kaiser both with 9 points. Kian Kaiser has 2, and Cash Kenobi with 5 points at the break. Sidney 4 for 6 at the line. They've made 3 trays. Scottsbluff, I mentioned the 7 3-point makes, and they are 1 for 2 at the foul line, in front 41-25. As we settle in here for this half of basketball, Bearcats will begin the third quarter in possession. And Riley Meininger, just as he did to begin the ball game, starts the scoring in the second half with a 3-pointer. Meininger with 3 threes. He's got 11, went over 1,000 points in his career last Saturday night, scoring 22 in the home win over Gering. Talk about big to big, high to low pass there. Kian to Kale Kaiser. It comes back to Kian Kaiser, and Kaiser buries a 3-point shot. His first 3-point hit, he's got 5, the Penn State football recruit. Nate Kelly drives it off the right wing along the baseline into a step back J, short corner. That time in Kelly into double figures. He's got 10. Meininger 11, Kelly with 10. Kenobi. Now with it is Kale Kaiser. A big body and a straight line drive to the rack in the left-hand finish. Kale Kaiser has improved immensely from last year to this year. Scottsbluff letting it fly. After the make, the Bearcats get back down quickly on offense, and it turns into basically a secondary transition 3-point make. Isai Sabala cans it. Cash Kenobi hesitated, and then he got fouled on the shot, a 3-point foul, or a 3-point shot. He was fouled, and we'll get 3 free throws coming up for Kenobi. Cash Kenobi just 46% at the line, and that one bounces out on him. Bearcats in front by 19, 49-30. With 6:37 to play. Kenobi hits the second, and He'll get that third one coming up here. And he makes it a 2-point trip for the Red Raiders. Again, they had Doty, Kean Kaiser, and Lance Holly out for a long stretch at the beginning of the season. None of those three played before the holidays. Open look for Meininger off the heel of the iron. Offensive rebound to Kean Delgado, and I think he thought he might be able to catch Caleb Berta just on a quick step or two towards the rim. Could have been an easy layup, but Caleb was still had his body going after that offensive board and couldn't get it in reverse and going the other way soon enough for that pass. So for Scottsbluff, just their 5th turnover of the game. Holly, great leaper. Bounce pass to the wing. Boy, nice vision that time. Good find by Kaiser to find Alec Doty on the cut underneath the bucket. He was fouled. Or knocked away out of bounds, I should say. It'll stay Red Raiders basketball. Oh, pretty fine that time. And Kenobi throws it down for the dunk, and he's fouled. That all started with the quick inbounds pass on the lob to the right elbow, and Kean Kaiser then the nifty bounce pass to the back-cutting Cash Kenobi, who showed off his ups there with the two-hand jam. Kenobi's got 9. Can he convert the three-point play? You betcha he can. 10 in the game for Kenobi, and Sidney's worked it back to a 14-point deficit. Trailed by 19 moments ago. Mini 5-0 spurt to get it to 14. Meininger, now Delgado. Top of the arc, now putting it on the deck is Isai Sabala. Tried to look from one side of the paint to the other. Tight quarters to make that pass to Delgado. Knocked away out of bounds by Sidney. It'll stay with the Bearcats. 49-35, 5:43 to play. Inbounds pass to Kelly. Berta knocked down his first 2 3-point shots of the game. He's got 8. Meininger can't get that one to drop. The board goes to Holly. He throws it away. Kelly the steal, and Nate can't knock down the 3 out of the left corner. Ball's loose on the floor. Diving to the floor, and then a two-hand swat of the basketball from Alec Doty to Kenobi. Cale Kaiser. Been very aggressive tonight. Jump hook with the right hand, and Cale Kaiser now has 4 in the quarter. He's up to 13, and Sidney's within 12. Nate Kelly will immediately look to respond. Had his shot block. It dropped right to Kean Delgado. And the 6'4 Bearcat senior fouled on the shot, and he'll shoot 2. Trey Clemens and Oliver Carpenter set to come back in, making their first appearances of the second half. They're at the scorer's table. Delgado knocks down the first. Kean Delgado with 2 points, both coming at the line. Back to a 13-point lead, 50-37. And Kean converts both at the line. 51-37, the lead is 14. Kenobi with a little pitch back near midcourt to Kean Kaiser. Kaiser bounced pass to his younger brother, Cale, and that'll turn into a turnover on the bounce pass. Cale couldn't handle it. He touched it last, out of bounds to Scottsbluff. Kean Kaiser's ability to handle the ball and basically be like a point center at times, pretty impressive. Up top, you couldn't leave Riley Meininger more wide open than that, and that's exactly what should happen to you defensively when you leave a sharpshooter like that open. Riley Meininger drills it. He's got 14 points in the ball game, and the lead is back to 17. Sidney had got it to 12. Doty hangs, some contact mid-flight there as he slammed into Trey Clemens. They play through the contact, and Scottsbluff back on the offensive end. Meininger again, why not? Sure. Riley Meininger has hit start on the microwave. He has drilled 3 threes in the quarter. He's now got 17 in the ball game, 5 threes. Cale Kaiser, no. The tip in from his older brother, Kean Kaiser, for the bucket. 30-second timeout taken by the Red Raiders. They trail 57-39 with 3:44 to play in the third. as Scottsbluff has drilled 4 threes in the quarter. They're up to 11 in the ball game. 57-39, game 2. The Gehring girls and Gretna East. Appreciate the Gretna East head coach Wade Coulter stopping by. We visited with him at halftime of this one. Kind of got a radio voice too, Coach Coulter from Gretna East. So maybe when he's done with his coaching career, he'll hop on a broadcast and do some color commentating. 57-39 out of the timeout from the Red Raiders. It'll be Sidney basketball. The 5 on the floor for the Bearcats: Meininger, Clemens, Carpenter, Delgado, and George Schmoll. Riley Meininger will bring it up the floor. Winner of this one moves to the championship game tomorrow to take on either Gehring or Gretna East. Gretna East would be a heavy favorite going into that semifinal game tonight at 5 o'clock. George Schmoll operates along the baseline right side. Defender poked it away from behind. It'll stay with Scottsbluff. 3:23 to play in the third quarter. Schmoll will inbound along the baseline. Some diagonal screens, bounce pass, they get it into Delgado. The lefty flip, couldn't get it to go. Outlet feed that time from Kean Kaiser to Doty. They'll get Kale Kaiser in the low block area. Good work defensively from Clemens to force it out of Kale Kaiser's hands. Kaiser has it back, now Kean Kaiser. Shot fake, jab step, spin, nothing doing. It'll come back to the perimeter. Shot clock at 10. Kale Kaiser posting, turns and faces. He's double teamed, passes out, left corner 3, Kenobi off the mark. Kean Kaiser, though, salvages the possession with an offensive rebound. Bully ball, left hand for 2. Just a power move against Kean Delgado. Kean Kaiser turning his game up a little bit here in the second half. He's got 7 of his 9 in the third quarter. It's 57-41. Delgado, top of the arc. Meininger on the wing, left side. Screen and roll action. The bounce pass to Delgado got away, and the Bearcats turn it over. Their second of the quarter, 6th of the game. Kaiser gets rid of it. Doty fading back a little bit on that three-point attempt from the right corner, and the shot was short. Schmoll to Delgado up top. Kean will hold. Gets it to Trey Clemens. Clemens put it on the floor and then whipped the pass back to his left side. Onto the wing it went to Meininger. Three-point attempt from Schmoll would not go, and Kean Kaiser rebounds, and the point center will bring it himself. He'll initiate this offensive possession. And by initiate, I mean just take it himself. And couldn't get the little jump hook with the right hand to drop off the back of the iron. Was talking with Randy Brown, the Sidney radio man, and he said during the state championship run, he ran into the Wahoo head coach who told him Kean Kaiser is the, simply put, best high school linebacker he had ever seen. 3 ball on the way, and knocking that one down, Cash Kenobi. Kenobi's got 8 of his 13 here in the third quarter. It's a 13-point lead for Scottsbluff. They've got the ball up 57-44. Half-court set. Nate Kelly, little hesitation on the dribble, little no-look delivery to Schmoll. They'll work it around the perimeter, swing it right side. George Schmoll, now Berta. Kayla Berta holds. Gets it to Nate Kelly, never a bad choice. Kelly operates near the foul line, inside the free throw line. It comes back out on the perimeter. Isai Sabala, a nifty reverse layup, a spinner, got it off the glass, and that one able to bounce in for Isai Sabala. Pretty finish as Isai's in double figures with 12. Schmoll on the take. George Schmoll, the righty finish. Scottsbluff in transition has really attacked the basket. George Schmoll with 4 points. 61-44, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Jaggers, now Doty. Doty's got 9, has been fairly quiet for the most part after hitting 8 threes last night against Alliance. A whistle and a foul is going to go against Scottsbluff. Second on Meininger, and that'll put Doty at the line. Alec Doty, 75% shooter at the stripe, can't hit the first. Check that. That was the first foul on Clemens as Meininger checks back in. Doty rolls in the second. That gets him to doubles today. He's got 10. 21 seconds to play in the third. Bearcats will have it. I'm sure they'll look for an end of quarter type play here. Try and execute well and get a clean look. Meininger, dribble penetration, back cut to Nate Kelly. Nate will finish with the left hand on the layup. Nate has 12. And Sidney unable to get a shot away before the horn sounds. After three, Scottsbluff stays in control. They lead Sidney in a boys semifinal 63-45 on the West Coast scoreboard.
But yeah, I love working on the grill. I'll flip my burgers with season on them. I press them again. It's just really satisfying seeing how beautiful they turn out. Quite honestly, when I'm on the grill, we should really be charging double with the quality and love that I put into them.
I would definitely recommend Allo's business services to other companies. Allo's next-gen firewalls have allowed us to tie 6 physical locations together along with numerous remote employees to produce and collaborate and generate content for our local radio group. It is very important for Nebraska Rural Radio Association to have the best in internet and phone service. We rely upon that every single day. Allo provided me with a solution that fit our needs. They have a quality product, great technical support, and a local presence in the
Coverage of the Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Allo Fiber and brought to you in part by Olix, Midwest Auto Used Parts, Snell Services Inc., and by Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
We head to the fourth quarter in the first of 4 today, the first of 2 boys semifinals. And Scottsbluff in control, leading in here at Cougar Palace at WNCC over Sidney 63-45. Scottsbluff with 4 threes in that third quarter. That gives them 11 three-point makes in the game. 63-45. Sidney will begin with the basketball to start this fourth quarter. Doty out there with Kenobi, Kaiser, Lance Holly, and Kyle Jaggers. That's Cale Kaiser. Scottsbluff going zone. Cale Kaiser stopping the paint that time by Caleb Berta. Little change up here defensively, the zone from the Bearcats. Kaiser on the catch. He'll power it up for 2 over Kian Delgado. Cale Kaiser, I mean, night and day from a year ago to right now. He's got 15 in this one. He looks outstanding. Sabala. The Bunnies operating down low with Esai and Riley Meininger. Nate Kelly, it doesn't matter where Nate's out on the floor. He's comfortable. Can't get the turnaround shot in the paint. We'll get a deflection out of bounds. It'll head the other direction with the Red Raiders, trailing by 16. 63-47 with 7:15 to play, opening minute here of the fourth quarter, excuse me. Cale Kaiser. He'll float the pass back out to Kyle Jaggers. Sidney has had just 4 players score in this one. Cale Kaiser among them. Now Alec Doty drifting on that 3. Can't get it to go. O-board for Lance Holly. Shot clock resets. Doty leaves it for Holly. It bounces, or Cale Kaiser, it bounces off his knee. We'll get a turnover and a Bearcat timeout to save the possession. 30-second variety on the timeout. 63-47, 6:45 left here in the game. Coming up next, we'll have the Gehring girls and Gretna East. Gretna East beat Ascent Academy 71-13 yesterday. The Gehring girls knocked off Chadron last night 58-52. Gretna East played here at Cougar Palace, so a little mini advantage for the Lady Griffins as they were able to get in this gym yesterday and basically just kind of work the legs out and run up and down the floor a little bit. They'll need to execute at a little bit higher of a level today. We visited with their head coach, Wade Coulter, at halftime of this game earlier. Couldn't be happier to have a program like Gretna East travel all the way out here for 3 straight days of basketball competing in this year's Western Conference tourney. Nate Kelly, they run Meininger from right to left, or from left to right. Then he cuts through. Now they'll run him off a screen trying to free him up top. No shot yet. Delgado in the right corner. Holds the basketball. Now Meininger high right. Right corner. Nate Kelly will pull the trigger. That one missed everything. Offensive rebound in Scottsbluff. Everybody's got the reverse layup spinners working very well today as Berta into double digits with 10. We've played 2 minutes now here in the fourth quarter, and Nate Kelly, boy, that's a pretty steal. Eyes in the back of his head to get the deflection with the right hand, and then able to just sprint the other direction. How to even see that pass? I'm not sure he did. He just felt it. That's what the great ones do. On the drive, Alec Doty scores for Sidney. Outside, wide open for Isai Sabala. It won't drop from distance. And the ball goes out of bounds off Scottsbluff. 67-49. The Red Raiders get it back. I've got Kelly for 14. Meininger leading all scorers with 17 points. That last Nate Kelly steal was the 11th turnover of the game for Sidney. Doty. Cale Kaiser. Boy, he faced up, swung the ball from right to left, gives to his older brother, Kean Kaiser. And in C1, once you get to postseason play, boy, Sidney is going to be a nightmare of a matchup as a lower seed for somebody. They're going to hate their life for 4 quarters trying to get through Sidney with a losing record. I would imagine they'll still be in a position to play in a district final depending on how things shake out. Underneath, off a miss, a stick back for Delgado would not go. 67-51, 4:45 to play. Sidney onto the offensive end. Half court, they'll slow it down. It's interesting how often they start their offense with Kean Kaiser kind of initiating things. Well, you can tell how hard Kean and Cale Kaiser have worked in the weight room. I mean, Kean Kaiser's body's been basically a man among boys his entire high school career, but he's even bigger and stronger this year when you see him in the basketball uniform, and Cale Kaiser has really developed his frame. None of that, though, counts on the scoreboard here today as Kaiser off the mark. Offensive rebound, it'll stay with Sidney. Kean Kaiser can't get the reverse layup to go as he barrels through the defender that time. Scottsbluff gets it back with 4:15 to play. Nate Kelly drives it all the way into the paint, underneath to Delgado, and the jump hook with the left hand. Couldn't get that one to go on the bank. Left corner three. Bounces out on Meininger. Meininger hustling back defensively, comes up with a steal. For Sidney, their 12th. Trey Clemens transition triple would not go. And working hard underneath, an O board for Kean Delgado. And for Kean, his first basket of the game, he's got 5 points. 3:57 to play. This one is pretty much over with at this point. Scottsbluff is led by double digits. They trailed 11-9, went on a 14-1 run to end the first quarter. And that was, looking back on it now, that was pretty much it. Sidney able to get as close as 12 in the third quarter. Right now the lead's ballooned back up to 18 points. 69-51. As Scottsbluff leaves their sideline huddle with Berta, Clemens, Kelly, Meininger, and Oliver Carpenter on the floor. Kenobi, Doty, Kaiser, and Holly for Sidney and their head coach, Austin Lewis. High post catch for Kean Kaiser. A little slip to the basket for Cale Kaiser. Loose ball, tie up, possession arrow. We'll give it to the Bearcats. Sidney will take a timeout. Full timeout. We'll step away with them. 3:35 to play in the game. Scottsbluff up 18 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
Fourth quarter score with 3.5 minutes to go in our ball game. Scottsbluff boys in control. They're well on their way to a victory here. They lead Sidney 69-51. Alec Doty along the baseline, got it up, scored it over Oliver Carpenter. We get a whistle and a foul called on the Cats. I'm guessing that's going to be on Carpenter. It is. And for Alec Doty, he's now got 14 points, chance to make it 15 at the line. He's check that 2 for 4 at the free throw stripe. Converts it, the old-fashioned three-point play for Alec Doty. 15-point lead in the ball for Nate Kelly and the Bearcats. Kelly gives it up to Sabala. Now Bird in the right corner. Trey Clemens will just drive it off the right wing. No one stopped the basketball. And Trey Clemens, the aggressive take, he's got 7. Kaiser to Kenobi. Kenobi's hit some threes. We've seen the dunk game for him. Missed shot, board for Cale Kaiser. Kaiser has 17. The brothers Kaiser have combined for 28. Oliver Carpenter picks up the bounce, gives to Kelly. That'll be too easy. Made the catch, left baseline. Couple of dribbles, got deep, and the reverse layup for 2 more, and Nate Kelly has 16. Fadeaway 3 out of the right corner for Doty. Would not drop. Kelly, Scottsbluff with Sabala. He'll look to drive it. Now the secondary break, they'll pull it out. It's Burdup. He'll shoot it over top of Kean Kaiser, and up high for that rebound, Lance Holly. Way loves to show off the hops. Kaiser, quick trigger. Kean Kaiser rains one in from the right wing. Kean Kaiser has 14 points. The lead is 14. And we've got a full timeout. Breaking the action, 2 minutes to play. Scottsbluff leads by 14 on the West Coast scoreboard.
Coverage of the Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Aloe Fiber and brought to you in part by Team, B&C Steel, Advantage Chiropractic, and by Riverstone Bank. Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Aloe Fiber and brought to you in part by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Pipeworks Plumbing, and by A. Elliott Law.
Under 2 minutes to play in the first of 4 games here today at WNCC's Cougar Palace. We're on campus for day 2 of the Western Conference Tournament. Scottsbluff leading Sidney here in the boys semifinals, 73-59. Cats with it. Riley Meininger drives it. Past Keinkaiser. Meininger gets rid of it. Now back on the perimeter. They get it back to Meininger. Speaking of leaping ability, Riley Meininger, probably one of the sneakier leapers in this state. Multiple dunks this season. High riser right there for a finish in the paint for Meininger. It's his first points of the quarter. He's got 19, 80 seconds left in it, the fourth. Loose ball on the floor, and Keinkaiser picks it up. Jacks a 3. It will not go. Cash Kenobi, the offensive rebound for the Red Raiders. Reese Dorsey misses everything on that 3-point heave from the left wing. And Scottsbluff will just slow the tempo a bit. Nate Kelly on the jog into the front court. Delgado's going to attack the rim and gets the layup. It hung there on the edge of the iron and then dropped in for Kian Delgado. 7 today for Delgado. We're down to our final possession or 2 in this one. Scott Golian calls back some reserves that were at the scorer's table to the bench as Alec Doty finishes near the rim. Give him 7 in the quarter. That gives him 17 now for the ball game. Negligible difference between shot and game clock right now. Scottsbluff can basically just dribble this thing out. Clemens to Schmall. Schmall gives to Riley Meininger. Nate Kelly. Kelly gives to Delgado, and they will take the shot clock violation with 0.8 on the game clock. So for the Bearcats, Kelly will finish with 16. Meininger leads the way with 19. Horn sounds. Scottsbluff defeats Sidney in the first boys semifinal game by the score of 77-61. We'll get to our Runs of Post-game show here in a few minutes.
Coverage of the Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Allo Fiber and brought to you in part by Ally Real Estate and Property Management, WNCC, and by Farm Bureau Sean Harvey and Josh Hansen. Coverage of the Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Allo Fiber and brought to you in part by Olix, Midwest Auto Used Parts, Snell Services, Inc., and by Western Nebraska Regional Airport. Coverage of the Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Allo Fiber and brought to you in part by Team, B&C Steel, Advantage Chiropractic, and by Riverstone Bank.
Changing leaf colors means yard work. Your friends at Tri-City Stormwater wants to remind you of the proper way to dispose of fallen leaves. Leaves make great mulch for trees and bushes and compost for future gardens. The city also has yard waste bins, so they can dispose of all your leaves at the city compost facility. Always keep your leaves out of the gutters. Not only do they cause clogging and flooding, they can pollute our waterways by causing nutrient overload. So keep your yard looking good and your drinking water safe, because it's our water, our responsibility.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
Are you tired of being tired? Sweet Dream Sleep in Gering is ready to help you wake up feeling refreshed. Dr. Brittany Meyer provides consultation for both children and adults to identify sleep disorders such as sleep apnea, insomnia, periodic limb movement, and more. Dr. Meyer and her nurse practitioner manage treatment with follow-ups using in-person office visits and telemedicine to navigate insurance requirements. No referral is necessary. Sweet Dreams Sleep Services. Better sleep, better health.
Coverage of the Western Conference Basketball Tournament on KNEB.TV is presented by Aloe Fiber and brought to you in part by Consumers Cooperative Federal Credit Union, Pipeworks Plumbing, and by A. Elliott Law. Coverage of the Western.
A dominant showing for the Scottsbluff boys in the first of 4 semifinal games here today at WNCC. Scottsbluff wins it over Sidney 77-61. We'll run through the scoring for you here quickly as we check numbers, brought to you by Dr. Levi Bolin at Advantage Chiropractic. They'll get you back to better health, treat those aches, pains, and injuries. Call for an appointment at 633-1425. For the victorious Bearcats, 19 for Meininger, 16 for Nate Kelly. Double figures also for Isai Sabala and Caleb Berta. Isai with 12, Caleb had 10, 7 each for Delgado and Trey Clemens, 7 combined, 4 off the bench for George Small, and Oliver Carpenter finished with 3. Scottsbluff makes 11 threes in the win. They're now 13-3. For Sidney, 17 points each for Alec Doty and Cale Kaiser. Kean Kaiser finished with 14 and Cash Kenobi with 13, the only 4 players that scored for Sidney. They went 9 of 15 at the foul line. They made 7 three-point baskets. So again, your final as Scottsbluff wins it over Sidney. The final score in our boys matchup, the first of 4 semifinals today here at WNCC. It's 77-61. We will call it good here for our runs a post-game show. We've got a little over 10 minutes before tip-off for game number 2 with the Gretna East girls, the 1 seed, taking on the Gering Bulldogs. Both winners last night, obviously. We'll wrap up our post-game show, and we'll join you for tip on the TV side here in a few moments, and we'll have radio coverage